How we doing, people? Welcome back to the channel. Getting the match reaction out a day later. It's Chelsea 3, Wolves nil. We get the 3 points. We move up to second for now until Man City play Liverpool, and whatever happens out of that game will decide whether we stay there or not. But has everybody calmed down now? Because what an overreaction that was to that first half, in my opinion. Maybe I watch a different game, but of all the games that I've witnessed this season, why is this the game for everybody to lose their shit? I don't get it. We've played games this season where we've won in a similar fashion, but the football's been a lot worse than that. So I just don't get it. Like I've said before, I don't think we've had a good start to this season. I only think that we've played two good games against a poor Liverpool side and a poor Spurs side. Now, for me, this Wolves game, you can actually add that to the mix and say, okay, we actually played well. So I wasn't quite sure why I'm seeing all of the anger online about how poor we've been. Now, if I'm going to break down this first half, for me, it was only 15 minutes of frustration that have tipped Chelsea fans over the edge for that first half. I thought we started really well. I got the lineup bang on. If you follow me on my other socials, my Twitter account, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, have a look at that. Follow me. I went with Sanchez in goal, Cucurella, Fofana, Chalobah, and Gusto as the defence. Reece James obviously getting a rest. I did want to see Achimpong come on. He didn't. Enzo and Caicedo in the middle. Garnacho on the left, Pedro in the 10, and Neto on the right. I was hoping to see Estevao start, but I knew Maresca was going to go with Pedro Neto. And then Liam Delap up top. So I thought we started well. We applied a lot of early pressure. We had a lot of early opportunities. We just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. We had the Enzo free kick from a tight angle, tipped over for a corner. Garnacho chance, which really he should have scored that. He takes it first time. Keeper comes out quickly, makes a good save. Then we have the Enzo header that went just wide of the post off the back of a Cucurella shot. And I thought we were just doing everything that we needed to do up until that point where it started to get a bit frustrating. We had a lot of control of possession. We had a lot of control of the game. Wolves had no goal threat. We completely nullified them. Our defence was solid in that first half. Now, I'm going to make a comment on Chalobah. I'm starting to feel like he needs a Fofana next to him, someone that's at a certain level to upgrade his performances. Maybe he's just that second centre-back who needs that more dominant centre-back next to him because he's been playing well since he's had Fofana next to him. I know it's only Wolves, but so far, so good. Pair of them. Fofana's come back and he's been a great addition to the side. You start to feel a little bit more comfortable what we're doing in defence rather than in the panic stations. Even against Carrier-Bag, you look at them going, fucking hell, panicking. But that was very good for me. I thought they were good in that defence. They nullified everything Wolves had, and they just soaked up everything, kept the ball moving. So for me, Enzo today, brilliant. Distribution, fantastic. Crosses, switching of play, through balls, first-time passes. Everything seemed to be going through Enzo Fernandez, just like there was a chance where Garnacho, ball played into Garnacho, whipped across the box, nobody there to tap it in. He even had a corner cleared off the line, whipped it straight in. But, you know, as time went on, obviously we're having all these chances, and I get it. You start to get frustrated. I was getting frustrated on my stream because we just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. But when you look at Wolves' setup, again, low block, 11 players behind the ball, making it difficult for us to play, stopping the lines of play and the passes. Balls just going over the top, getting dealt with, crosses getting dealt with. It starts to get frustrating. I started to get frustrated. The reason I started to get frustrated because we became so predictable. And this is what we love to do. We start doing this sideways passing and we start pinging it out to the wingers, and the wingers just keep cutting back inside at every opportunity rather than trying to take their player on. And after a while, it becomes easy to defend against. And it's just, you know, we're just playing into these teams' hands. And then when you think back to all the other games where we played low blocks, you start thinking, come on, this is going to be the same old story. We're going to have all of this possession, do all of these things, have chances that we can't put away. And then they're going to then defend for dear life, hit us on the counter, 1v1 situation. They're going to score. We're going to draw or lose the game, and we're going to drop points and be very frustrated. I thought João Pedro was struggling in the 10. I don't think we was getting much out of him, if I'm being honest, in that first half. Delap struggled because of that, but at the same time, you can see that he's off it at the moment. He ain't had much game time since being back from his injury. His touch was all over the place. Neto, for me, is too safe. I think he plays too safe rather than just going for it. You see Esteval come on and he's playing with freedom. You can feel that, you can sense the freedom in his football. And that's probably where the frustration came from. So I can understand why Chelsea fans get frustrated. But for me, the reaction online was insane. I mean, booing them off at half time, I don't get it. I don't get it. I know you've spent your money, your hard-earned money, and you're entitled to show your frustration. But I just didn't think today, of all games, was one of those games to lose all your shit. We've had plenty of other games where we have been terrible. I mean, I saw people online saying that we were playing so bad, but for me, typical low block performance. We were making it difficult for us. We had plenty of chances in that first half. We were completely dominant in that first half. And I think it's a case of, deja vu, which is making us be frustrated at that performance. But me myself, I admit, I get frustrated. I get, I can use my emotions and I put it out on stream. Even on that live stream, I was getting frustrated. But I thought, you know what, we've got another half to see what happens. What can Enzo Maresca do? This is where I look at the manager and go, what can you do? We're up against another low block. What are you going to do to change the situation now? Because the same thing seemed to happen. But we come out the second half, we pick up where we left off, and then Garnacho, who in typical fashion, after I've been moaning about cutting back, literally I was moaning at him 2 seconds earlier for cutting back again, cuts in, whips one into the box, Gusto on mark, gets his first goal for the club, 1-0 Chelsea, and that broke the deadlock. After that, the floodgates opened because Wolves from that point needed to do something to try and, they needed to get back into it. They've only got 2 points in the Premier League. They either lose or they either go for it or they just submit and lose. So I think Wolves after that thought, you know what, let's give it a go. And that's exactly what we wanted. The game opened up. And, I say this all the time as well. Sacrifice some of the possession that we have and we can open up the game ourselves. We make it difficult. I think Enzo Maresca's tactics do make it difficult for us to break down a low block because he wants to have so much control of the possession. He doesn't want them to have any sort of opportunities. Now, whether or not that's because he doesn't trust our defence is another question. Only he can answer that. He won't answer that. You're not going to put your defence in you're not going to knock him like that, are you? But I get the impression that he doesn't trust this defence, and that's why he wants to have so much possession and make sure that we're pinned in their half for the majority of the game. And it does backfire sometimes. But yeah, we scored a first goal. The game opened up. So with it opening up, we bring on Esteval, Steve-O, for Delap, who rusty for me. With Neto going up top, and then literally a minute after Esteval's on, he does some brilliant run down the right-hand wing, goes to the byline, whips the ball across. It does take a deflection, but João Pedro's there for a 2-0 tap-in. Instant impact from Esteval. Now, this kid, I'm so happy that he's here, and I'm so happy that he's hit the ground running because he came with a lot of pressure from that Brazilian league. He's been touted as the next generational talent from Brazil. And there's been Chelsea fans going, oh, yeah, wait till he's here and all this. And you know what? I backed him, and I'm glad I backed him. I was excited for Esteval, and a lot of Chelsea fans have been excited for Esteval, and he's hit the ground running, sorry. So I'm very, very happy for Esteval, and the fans seem to have taken to him straight away. As soon as he was coming on, everybody was on their feet clapping. The excitement in the stadium rose. He gives us he lifts the stadium because everybody wants to see some magic, and Esteval's got that magic, and it took 1 minute for him to produce some. So we're 2-0 up now, but the game starts to quieten down a little bit. Of course, it goes through, ups and downs. But then literally, Garnacho, who was absolutely brilliant today. He was fantastic. Obviously frustrating in the first half with the cutbacks and stuff, but we break. He takes the ball in his strides, shows a bit of pace, beats his defender, whips the ball across. Neto taps it in, 3-0, game, set and match, and Chelsea go second place. So in the grand scheme of things, for me, I actually think the whole game, it was actually a good performance from us. There was just moments of frustration in there where Wolves done their best to really nullify what we were trying to do. I mean, if you look at when their biggest chance was, their biggest chance came in the 83rd minute when they were through on goal and they shot wide. So they spent like literally 55 minutes with 11 men behind the ball until we got our opener, and then they gave it a go. So, you know, I know Wolves is a game that we expect to win, but, you know, when our consistency is being called into question, you know, and, you know, we didn't have a good game against Carrier this was a good opportunity to take today, and especially with other results in the league, like Arsenal dropping points, we needed to do something. Well, I mean, yesterday, so I keep saying today, I forget I'm doing this a day late, but we needed to take that opportunity. We needed to close the gap from Arsenal dropping 2 points, so we needed to take that. We play them soon, so we've set ourselves up into a very good position going into that international break. We go again against Burnley. We've got to get 3 points there, and then we come up against the big one, which is Arsenal. Now, if we beat Arsenal, I don't know who Arsenal have got before that. Let me have a little check, because let's say, for example, this result has a negative effect on Arsenal and they drop points. Again, they've got Tottenham next year. Now, I expect Arsenal to absolutely batter Tottenham. I'm not going to lie. I don't rate Tottenham at all. So I do expect Arsenal to smash them. It is at the Emirates as well. I can't see it happening. But that will be a game where you would expect Tottenham to be up for it. And you might get a little upset here and there. If we see an upset there, we beat Burnley, and then we go and play them and we can get a result. I ain't gonna say it, but you know where I'm going with this. We're near the pecking order, you know, near the top of the tree. So for me, very happy with that win. Garnacho or Enzo for me were man of the match. I'm probably going to give it to Enzo Fernandez. And what I am going to say is, for all of those people that gave Garnacho absolutely no chance at all, jumping on the trend, listening to all them United fans, said from day dot, give this guy a chance, because the kid has quality and he can be effective. So until these players give you a reason as to why they don't deserve to have a chance, I think we should start giving these players a chance. Even Gittins, do you know what I'm saying? Give the guy a chance. Let him showcase what he's going to do. If he comes into this team and this squad, he's got no backing from his fans straight away, do you expect him to perform well straight? Like, do you know what I'm saying? If you're hounding the player before he's even kicked the ball, or he's even been able to get his foot in the door, do you expect him to play well? You know, players are different. You're not always going to get like Estevao, for example, has come and he's hit the ground running. You're not always going to get that with all our signings. You're not always going to get that. You need to give him just a little, give him some game time. Get under a couple training sessions under the belt, a couple matches, so they can, click in with all the other players and just see what these players could do. Garnacho is a good player. He's always been a good player. He's just been at a toxic Man United, and don't listen to what these guys are saying about him. The guy is good. He's got quality. We just got to give him a chance. And yesterday, he proved it. So shout out my boy Garnacho. I'm well happy with that. And anyway, we go second. Buzzing about that. We've got to go up against Burnley next. International break for now. Nobody likes to see the international break, but I'm getting ready now to watch Man City versus Liverpool. That's kicking off in about 45 minutes. So let's see what happens with that game. Hopefully it's a draw and we can stay second. I think Man City might, I don't know if it's goal difference. I'll have to check that in a minute. I'll do it in a minute. I can't unlock my phone. But yeah, anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the sub button. We're trying to get to 200 subs before Christmas. Very much appreciate it. Slowly but surely, this channel will grow. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know what you think about this little background that I've got here. Who am I missing? I think I'm missing Juan Mata, one player that I think I'm missing. If you think there's anyone else that should be on there, let me know in a bit.